Time is money, friend! Glad I could help! Talk to me! Hurry back! Yo! Keep it real!
Hi, how are you? Goodbye for now.
Talk to me! Hurry back! you doing? Have a good one.
Hey Bagley, it's so nice to have you here, man. I hope the mic is okay as before. I really don't know how I sound right now because hopefully it hears okay. Man, what a day I've had. I mean, I have then it's perfect if it's okay. With what should I start? Well, you know, after I okay, then I'll tell you fast. Today I had to reinstall Windows because the computer was giving me blue screens over and over. I mean, I couldn't do anything, and I thought, man, I am feel so bad for purchasing AMD. I mean, I should have gone with Intel, you know, and all that crap. I thought the RAM, because I overclocked it, as I did on the Intel platform without any issues, was the cause. I thought the CPU cooler wasn't attached correctly, although in that part I think I was just a bit correct. Even after reinstalling Windows, I kept getting blue screens. I mean, it was so frustrating. Basically an erased SSD, or at least a fresh copy. I looked on the web and I tested the RAM. It is perfectly fine. And I've checked for errors the hard drive in command prompt and repaired it also in the process. And since then it works flawlessly, but until then I even detached the CPU cooler today and I've reapplied the thermal paste. Everything is awesome, man, and the temps dropped by 20 degrees Celsius. I mean, if you look, I'm playing WoW in 4K on stream and the CPU is at 53. Before it was at 69, 71, 73. About that. I think I didn't screw in so well like I did today the CPU cooler, but also my mistake was this. I've applied back like, I don't know, 2 months ago when I did the build. I've applied the thermal paste, and because I couldn't fix it for the first time, I've detached the CPU cooler with the thermal paste on the CPU and on its base, and then put it back like that. And you can imagine how many air bubbles were there. I'm pretty sure it must have caused that, you know, that must have caused it. And when you apply it, I mean, it's gotta be a tight seal, vacuumed, without any air. Or if you detach it, you must clean it and make the whole process again. Apply thermal paste and so on. So, but until I figure it out, you don't want to know through what I've been through, you know. Jesus Christ. And I had to uninstall to delete Fortnite, but it's no problem. I will install it again. But other than that, everything works incredible. I mean, not a single blue screen, not a single freeze, not anything. And the temps, you can see it goes up like 54, but very, very slow. I mean, literally 19 degrees Celsius lower with the same cooler. Jesus Christ. So that's about it. I won't keep you any longer, but AMD for for the win. but that gives you an idea of how much it can mess up your entire PC, an SSD or a hard drive that has some issues. I don't know what that command prompt did, but it did awesome, and it was like a 5-minute process. So yeah, that's about it. Hope you're all good. Also. I understand. Trust me, I don't know what I've done. I mean, I kept the same settings. Basically, I didn't. I think I didn't mess anything up since it works, you know. But in what aspect it's better, for delay or for video quality? Oh yeah, for the chat delay. I understand. Well, thank God then. I'm glad it's that way. If I would know exactly, I would bring down the video quality as much as possible. It's the maybe something else. I don't know what has changed, but well then, all bad things to good. I don't know what I've done. Trust me. I understand. I'll have to look at it. I'll even try to put it in 1440p, but let's say on WoW I know it's not a problem, but on Fortnite I saw there were some stutterings, and that's why I changed the I decreased the video resolution from 1440p to 1080p. For me it makes no difference really, but I want you to see in the best fluidity and quality possible. Yeah, um, it has been such a frustrating at beginning day. Oh yeah. Um, no, don't worry. It's all good. But I've managed to look right now after so many tens of minutes. The temperatures of the CPU are at like 18 degrees lower with the same cooler. I mean, it's really outstanding. Um, yeah, you know, because when I first attached the CPU cooler in the build 2 months ago, I made the mistake to pull it up again, because I put the thermal paste on the CPU. Then I've placed the cooler on top of the CPU, but those two metal notches, I wasn't able to fix them properly because the screws should have been even more loose at the beginning, and then screw them tightly. And I've pulled the CPU cooler off the CPU, and then I didn't wipe off the thermal paste, cleaned it, and then reapplied it. I simply put that back the CPU cooler on the CPU, and it made so many air bubbles or something like that. And also I didn't screw in very tightly um, the two screws that hold in place the radiator of the CPU cooler. You know how it is when you do something for the first time, you're unsure of it. And now I've basically take the CPU cooler off because I thought it wasn't I thought it caused the blue screens. I was thinking, man, the CPU runs too hot, and this is how the PC acts, you know. But I've put it, I've cleaned it well. I've reapplied it perfectly this time with the P method. Then, when I placed the cooler on the CPU, that was how I left it, and I've tightened the screws well. I mean, well, although not to bend the CPU die or something, but I've hold it in place correctly. And yeah, it's really amazing. I mean, otherwise, yesterday here it would have been like 73. But yeah, the say the blue screens kept on coming, you know, even after doing this. Even after installing Windows. I've reset the Windows for the first time in my last 3 builds. Yeah, for sure I will pay attention. And I've managed to. I thought it was the RAM, but the RAM is all good. It doesn't have anything. I thought it was the power supply. It's all good. It doesn't have anything. I thought it was the GPU. I was thinking, man, maybe I didn't press it in correctly in the PCI Express, you know, slot. Nothing at all. But the SSD on which I have installed the Windows was messed up in some way, and I checked it for errors. Hello, Surav. As I told you, man, before I could reach 73 degrees. Easy. I mean, these were the temps shown by the MSI app manager. And right now, this temperature of the CPU is shown from. I've downloaded CPU temps. That software that shows you exactly, I mean, it's the most accurate software for CPU temps. And of course I've installed the cooler perfect. I mean, this is mandatory. If you attach the CPU cooler on the CPU just like 75%, then it's no good. Bagley, I am honored to have you anytime, and I wish you all the best, and looking forward to see you again, man. Hopefully I'll be I hope I will be here. All the best. I right now I am not tired, and I think I can be at least 1 hour more. So yes, Surav, like I told you, um, Before I had 73 degrees Celsius with almost 20 degrees Celsius more because the cooler wasn't properly attached, and also I've messed up the thermal paste applying by pulling out the CPU cooler. Like 1 hour from now, but I think I will be. I'll try to be back there. I don't promise anything, but hopefully I'll still be here if nothing comes up. Surav, I am using an aftermarket cooler, the Arctic Freezer 13, AC Freezer 13. It's a 92 millimeter see ya Bagley. Um, I'll try to be here. All the best, Bagley. Again, I am honored every time I am online with you at the same time. All the best. So yeah, Surav, that is the cooler. It has a 92 millimeter ventilator. It's really good. If you do not like to overclock a lot, you don't need anything else or more. Okay, Surav. So I have a case with 4 fans. The CPU cooler with one, and the GPU has 3 fans, but I guess those don't count. So basically, for the case, I have 4 fans. 3 are in the front. Um, they push the air inside, and one on the back. I don't have fans up or down, you know. And the on the case, the fan of the CPU cooler is vertically, so it doesn't blow up in the same direction as the air comes and gets out of the case, because this is how AMD makes their motherboards. You can fix um, the cooler or only in one way in this case. So yeah, it was a first for me. And the fans right now are not in full speed, or in the I have 2 speeds available for the fans of the case, and right now they are in the first speed, so I like to have a cool system, and let's say quiet. I think this guy will kill me. Anytime, Sarav, my pleasure. Hey Noyan, sorry I couldn't talk right away. I was with my microphone disabled in the middle of the fight and I was afraid I was gonna die. Yeah, no man, it doesn't bottleneck at all. I mean, if you see that here the GPU is utilized at 50%, it's not because it's bottlenecked. You can see the CPU usage is at 10%. It's because I use VSync on, you know, I capped the frame rates to the refresh rate of the monitor. If I would play with VSync off, which is really um, um, it's really a waste because everything above the refresh rate it's transformed into heat and electricity consumed in vain. You don't perceive more FPS than the refresh rate of your monitor. But if I would disable VSync, I cannot do it right now in the middle of the stream because I will crash it. I have to select it before I start the stream, but I have plenty of streams with VSync off. Then the GPU would be utilized at 99%, and the CPU would be somewhere at, I don't know, like 30%, somewhere about there. So this CPU is literally amazing. Guys, yeah, nice job, man. No, trust me, you can buy the computer of your dreams in time. If you have patience, it will come to you. I couldn't afford this CPU from the beginning either. Don't worry. But yeah, the Ryzen 5 3600 is all you need for a streaming, gaming, video editing CPU. If you don't want to throw your money because you have plenty. Um, it is really amazing right now, but I must admit I've gone through a lot until I managed to make it work like this. Um, yeah, I only play WoW and Fortnite, but even that game Fortnite I had to delete it today because I reinstalled the Windows to have a fresh copy. I managed to resolve the blue screen issues also by um, checking for errors the SSD and yeah, I don't have any other games. I used to play in the past Diablo 3 and Dota 2, but you can imagine those games are really um, no problem for this build. I mean, you can play those games with even in 4K with a GTX 1660. Mainly I play World of Warcraft. It's really my number one game. And sometimes you'll see me streaming with Fortnite also. I don't know what I must get from here. This arm thing is really a pain. Oh my. Yeah. Yeah, regarding the benchmarks on oh man, it's gonna be such a long run. Um, you see, I play in 4K, so my monitor is 4K Ultra. In Fortnite, if you want to play in 1080p, I've streamed yesterday. You can get with this setup between 150 and about 150 FPS. And keep in mind I use some very cheap RAM. I mean the frequency is really low, 2133. If you'll buy a higher frequency RAM like 3200, in 1080p you'll get with 20 FPS more, hands down. So you can go up to 170 in 1080p epic settings. So in 4K it goes to like 70 FPS. Yeah, on epic, on the highest video quality setting of Fortnite, the equivalent of Ultra. This is a really long run, but yeah, that disarm thing really caught me off guard. No. If you can believe me, I never played Minecraft. Never. I am a total noob at that game. You'll have to watch Pewdie PewDiePie's videos for that. Okay, where? I think the guy must be up here. here. Uh, don't uh, don't worry. I mean, just be patient. I'm pretty sure you'll have discounts, r- really big discounts on Black Friday, but I don't know if you can get the money until then. But even if you don't despair. I can assure you, you'll be able to buy the best GPU when the time is right. It's true, it's bad when you want it right now. I know how it feels. Trust me, I had to stay without a PC like 2 years until I've purchased this one. I used only an Intel computer without a dedicated GPU. Dual core with hyper-threading, so whenever you will buy it, just make sure you stay away from gigabyte GPUs, because all of them are really bad when it comes to the noise the coolers make. They make a grinding noise. It's really bad. All of them. Oh man, yeah. At 17, geez, I didn't. I also dreamed a PC back then. Just be patient, and I'm pretty sure you'll have an awesome build. But that I can tell you, stay away from gigabyte GPUs, because usually those are at high discounts. But just because of this, the fans make a rattling noise that will make you throw the PC off the window. Yeah, but the Aorus ones have the same noise because the fans are the same. They are assembled in the same way, in the same bad way. You know what's with them? Beneath the fans, there is a cable for each fan that powers it up, makes it spin. And the geniuses that assemble those GPUs, or Gigabyte basically designed them that way. That cable that is beneath the fan is a bit bent upwards, like a belly, you know. And when the fan starts to spin, it touches the ribbon cable that powers it, and it's below it. And it makes a grinding noise like purr, purr. It's something, it's it's something that scratches you on your brain, really. It's really, and what the people that bought them have to do is to set the fans to spin continuously, you know, so because that grinding noise appears only when the fan starts to spin, having that zero RPM technology. When the fans oscillate, when they start to spin, and that is the moment when they touch the that cable. So trust me, I had a GPU from Gigabyte. I had a GTX 1060 like 3 years ago, and I sent it back and bought an MSI, and never looked back ever since. If you want to buy a GPU, ASUS or MSI, this is what I recommend. That's it, nothing else. You can go for EVGA also, those are good, but depending on the cooling solution, MSI can make better GPUs even than EVGA. Really awesome, no, Noyan. I don't know, is that curved monitor which has 144 Hertz refresh rate, or that, how it's called, optics or something like that? Oh man, it's really awesome. If you can believe me, I am looking at the 1440p version of it, the one of 31.5 inch. That is a really awesome monitor, and yours also. It's it's really awesome. Congratulations. I hope and I wish you to receive it as soon as possible. It's amazing, really. The MSI products are really awesome. Yeah, I use the Samsung 28-inch gaming monitor. Um, I believe you know the model is that one at around 300 or so, 300 euros. Right now I've managed to buy it at a very high discount 3 years ago. I mean, it was like half the price, even more than half. Like I paid 40% of its regular price. But the downside is the fact that Um, thank you, Noya. No, it's really awesome to know that. Um, the downside regarding my monitor is the 60 hertz refresh rate. I mean, um, I have to use it um, with night light and with eye rest. So those options that decrease the eye fatigue, you know, because otherwise the 60 hertz makes your eyes red and you get headaches. But with what you'll get with 144 hertz, oh man, it's really awesome. Don't worry about the resolution. I mean, it will really be awesome. I uh, I really wish I would have I'd had such a monitor. Yeah, Chambo, hello. When you see here the frequency, you have to know that this is the combined, the average speed. This is how the program shows it with all the cores. I mean, and also right now I am using the CPU to output only 60 FPS, so the CPU is not under a heavy load, you know, so it doesn't need uh, specifically to boost up at max. If I would play with the VSync off and I would get like 120 FPS, then you would see the megahertz higher for sure. But this is just the 12 cores at an average, because if I will put in my next stream the frequency of each core, you'll see they have a 4 gigahertz, 4000 megahertz without a problem. Yeah, Garza, in that case, man, you really need a 144 hertz monitor, or at least a 75 hertz. You know, the difference from 60 to 75, you can see it right away. You will see you won't get so much headaches, but I know how it is. It's really messed up. But if you really stay a lot of time in front of a computer, you should get any 144 hertz monitor, and you can find plenty of them. I mean, you don't have to buy a curved one like Noyan, or like I would like to have, because they are expensive. But get a high refresh rate monitor like a must, because yeah, it's really bad. I mean, I know how it is to get aspirins every day. In the past, I used to do that. Yeah, try to invest in a 144 hertz monitor, and it will change your life, I can assure you. Yeah, for sure, Noyan. I mean, it really is that way. And the fluidity you'll get from that monitor, it will be really awesome. Maybe in the future I'll make the switch, even if I have to downgrade the resolution. The 144 Hertz is really nice. My entire setup, man, it's really hard to say because I bought the parts over time. Right now, I've recently, like 3 months ago, I've bought the CPU, the GPU, the motherboard, and the M.2 SSD, and also the case. Yeah, but the RAM, the CPU cooler, the SSD that I have for Windows, and the power supply. I had this from my previous builds, but really I would say somewhere around um, 1700 to 1800 euros, maybe something like that. But I might be wrong. I never bothered, to. I can tell you right now, when I bought all these parts, I paid about, I don't know, 1,200 euros for the parts I've mentioned that were bought 3 months ago. But I always looked to get them at the best price, and when I made the purchase, I managed to get some nice discounts that weren't available anywhere else in my country. So that's what you should do. The prices are different from one place to another, and make sure you look at the 3 or 4 top online stores that sell PC parts primarily, or they are the biggest sellers in your country. And also, Noyan, I really feel honored that you want to buy the same parts. That means I did the right choice. um, all I can tell you is that as long as you will install them correctly, you will have no issues whatsoever. Make sure you mount the cooler correctly to have these awesome low temperatures, and um, also a fresh copy of Windows. It's mandatory. It's you. Oh, I'm from Romania, Noyan. There were people that told me to quit YouTube because I speak English like dirt. So no, thank you anyway. It's a very good thing the way you approach it. When you do not have the whole amount of money for the entire build, it's perfect to buy each component at a time. Save up the money as much as you can and buy each individual component until you manage to get them all. It's really very good the way that you thought, because the monitor and the GPU, personally, I consider them the most important components in a PC, because if you'll use it for gaming, you will look at the monitor the like 100% of the time when you'll be at the computer, and the GPU also makes the vast majority of the FPS. So you can have even a shitty CPU paired up with a good GPU, you can play even in 4K, you know. But yeah, of course you won't be able to stream or and such, but if it comes for pure gaming, you can do it even with a really low priced CPU in any resolution. So getting the monitor is really getting it out of the way. It's a big step for you in getting the entire PC that you want. These mobs attack me one after another. Then your patience will be surely rewarded, I promise you. Not a single pirate hat from these two mobs. I used the Red Dragon Sidewipe Black. This is how it is written. It has 4 RGB fans. I never had such a... This is the best PC case for me. The best PC case that I've owned. I said to myself, man, if I'm gonna get that GPU, let's... we only live once. let's get a PC case worthy enough, you know, that will be able to house it without a problem. It looks really nice when all the lights go on. Um, but yeah, the electricity bill also is big when you use all that RGB. I understand. I really am sorry for that. Um, if you are on a tight budget, forget the case, the RGB, but make sure if you want to buy my MSI 2070 Super also get a big case, man. I mean, you really need it because um, you need a high airflow case. It will help the GPU also because it can get hot, you know, when you play. But as you can see, these are the temps with my the fans of my case right now are on the first speed, on the low one. Let's make a let's see if there will be any difference if I turn the fans on the second speed, so higher. So right now I've increased the speed of the fans. So let's see if there will be any difference. If the temps will drop from 56 on the CPU and from 68 for the GPU. I'm really curious to see. Okay, so these quests are done. I need the um, you know, if I do that right now, I will crash the stream. I know what will happen because I've done it 2 times. But I can come back, let's say tomorrow. Tomorrow, I promise you, I will stream this game with VSync off, and you'll be able to see it again like that because I've streamed in the past with it off. Let's pickpocket. Holy crap. it's just like that. So when you are streaming, you must keep the FPS limit the same at all times. Um, yeah, well, you see, only Fortnite I'll be able to do, but again, I must reinstall the game. It won't be any problems, but it will be a short while. Oh man, we have here a troll warrior. I'll try to bring more content, you know, but for now, World of Warcraft and Fortnite will be the only games. I looked at Diablo 4 and it looks really promising. But it will be a while until it will be available. No, this is unfortunate. Yeah, if you can believe me, um, I uh, I I don't think I've played League of Legends, or I played it once, maybe like years ago. I mean really once, one game or something like that. And yeah, I wasn't able to understand it. Although I play Dota 2, I played it. I'm not a good player of that game or any expert. Let's say I just know how to play it a bit. Uh, but yeah, Minecraft never, and League of Legends never. But you know, for these games, you don't need my PC. Trust me. Let's say for Minecraft, I don't know, but for League of Legends and for League of Legends, you don't need a really high end PC or an expensive, let's say, PC. Um, 1 second to I will try to answer all the questions. Likion, hello and welcome to the stream. I use indeed the NVENC new, the new encoder from NVIDIA. Yeah, Garza, Intel really, I don't see any point in buying them, you know. An Intel CPU is really not worth buying in these conditions when you can get a Ryzen 3000. I mean, I really don't see the point, you know. Yeah, indeed, Noyan. It's really, I mean, if you can afford it, as I said, we only live once. It's really nice to get what you want. Mohit, hello and welcome to my stream. I use it at the base frequency of 2133 because it's a pair of RAM sticks that I've purchased 3 years ago, maybe even 4, I think. So it's crucial, 16 gigabytes, 2 sticks of 8 at that base frequency. I would wish I would have 3600 megahertz RAM. Ale, Alles other Nix records. It's that how you pronounce it? Is that in German, Likion, or other? Alles other Nix records. No, I don't know what that is. Sorry. So it's in German. No, no. I've how do you say it? I really yeah, Bagley told me that, or not Bagley, but I think he was like the one that somebody else mentioned that Mero is a German rapper. No, I, I have no idea who that rapper is. No offense. I took the name from Matrix. I really enjoyed the movie, and after searching on the web, the Merovingians were a dynasty of French kings, and they said about themselves that they were the blood descendants, the direct blood descendants of Christ himself. And so in order to let's say prove that they are kings by divine will, something like that. But I really enjoyed the character from Matrix. If you remember, the Merovingian, it was that French guy who was dressed up in a black suit, all black, um, shirt and tie, and yeah, he was married, like, or he was with Monica Bellucci uh, in the movie. He was a really awesome villain. and that's where I took the name from. So yeah, no German rapper. I must look on YouTube to see exactly how that Mero rapper sings. So okay, so this South Firebeard's head. Oh, so I gotta go here. Um, I am really honored, Noyan, to have you. I wish you to have the best gaming experience there. Uh, no problem, man. It really was my uh, pleasure. If you have any other questions regarding the PC parts, feel free to ask them. I'll try to answer to every one of them from what I know. I wish you the best gaming and frags or kills, whatever you call them in LOL. All the best. Um, Hello, Mark. The bitrate is 6000. Um, so I stream in 1080p 60 fps, and the bitrate is 6000. Try to not set it any higher than that, because I don't think it works. I mean, the stream will not post. So 6000 is the cap from this perspective, and aside from that, I put everything to the max quality in OBS. Thank you so much, Noyon. It's really awesome from you. Thank you so much once again. Uh, Thank you so much, Mark. Yeah, well, I really try my best, and as you can see, the parts that I use can provide this quality. And if you look in the past, I streamed this game even in a higher video quality. It can look even more awesome in 1440p 60 fps without a hinge. So in WoW I can stream even in 1440p 60 fps. and it looks even better than this. But when it comes to shooters like Fortnite, I saw yes, some stutters then, and because I don't want to switch from 1080p to 1440p and then back over, I left it at full HD. I'm from Romania, Lichian. Let's see where we can find more mobs like this one. Here it is. But this guy took them all. The mages are insane when it comes to farming. I mean, they can just look at the way they can kill 3 mobs at a time. They simply kite them into oblivion. It's really awesome. Let's help this guy. I'll take this mob off his shoulders. Although I don't need him. Really awesome. I mean, for streaming, definitely. I mean, Ryzen 7, that is like 8 core, 16 threads CPU. He will have a blast for sure. The RAM also very, very nice. I really need to upgrade the RAM to that 32 megahertz because mine it's it looks like oh, I don't even want to say. I can assure you he will have an awesome time streaming. And in what resolution he will play, on what monitor, 1080p or 1440p, 4K. Yeah, it will be awesome. Awesome, really. I mean, with that setup, he will be able to play even in 4K. Um, of course, with some minor tweaks here and there, but other than that, it's really an awesome CPU. Let's see if I will die. Six, yeah, no issues whatsoever, even in a higher refresh rate than that. He will have a blast for sure. Okay, so I've finished these quests, but I really need a mob that I think everyone farms it. Um, if you bought it at a good price, uh, don't feel sorry for it. You know, um, for 1080p, oh man, 2070, it will rip apart everything. Really, it is overkill for 1080p. I remember in the past I played WoW in 4K with a 1070. So you can imagine a 2070, it's like insane. Yeah, look here again what I was telling you about the farming. This mage is, oh man, it's insane how many mobs he can kill. Andre Firebeard. Where is Andre Firebeard? So the mob should be like here, but yeah, it's a zone with a lot of players. Okay, so I'm actually sitting on top of two fire sticks. Thank you so much, Mark, for the support. I am really honored, and I am looking forward to see you in the future. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure, and I hope you'll have the PC parts for your child, for your son, as soon as possible. And I'll see you around. Have a nice evening, man. All the best. Bye, Mark. Oh man, I was so lucky to get that mob. This was Andre Firebeard. I thought somebody was gonna steal it from me. And yeah. Um, Full inventory.
What's up? Be good.
Hey there. See you later.
What's up? Glad I could help.
Time is money, friend. Glad I could help. Yo! Keep it real.
Look, this term bottleneck has been used Lycion so much that is really preposterous. Um, it's not like it will bottleneck. You can only say that compared to my Ryzen 5 3600, for instance, you can expect to have lower FPS, you know. Hello, GSL. But that doesn't mean it will bottleneck. It will not bottleneck anything, you know. Um, you have an awesome 6-core 12-thread CPU. Um, you just have to think if you really need that 2070 Super Ventus. Do you plan to play in 4K or so like this? Because that's why it matters. Or in 1440p. the upgrade, it will be enormous, that is for sure. From a 960 to a 2070 Super, it will be insane. Oh man, there are so many hordes here. I think these guys can kill me anytime.
Yo! Keep it real.
So that's the only
Money, friend.
question.
Hurry back.
For what resolution do you want to use it? Thank you so much, GSL. Thank you.
Yeah, what do you want?
Hurry back.
Okay, so unfortunately here right now the all the quests are too high for me. Yeah. Um, it will run awesome, I can assure you. The CPU indeed um, will not perform as well as a second or a third generation, especially a third generation one. But um, don't worry about it. Invest as much as possible in that GPU, if that is the case. If you need 144 FPS, um, then go all out, so you will not have um, you know later on you'll say, man, I should have gone with a bit better GPU. Get if you waited so much from 960 until now, treat yourself, of course, in the limits of your um, money. Uh, it's nice to know that je suis là. Now I realized it. How you oh no, je suis là. Je suis là, not cela. Je suis là. Um, yeah. In that case, um, if you can believe me, Likion, I don't even know what are the requirements for the NVEC new stream. I just do it. I mean I just select it and that's all. If you know that you need that card for that encoding encoder, then get that one. Yeah, je suis là. Je suis ici, non? Je- as long as you get ASUS or MSI, you can't go wrong, Lycian, I assure you. I think I should go there next. So Theramore Island.
Welcome. Keep your feet on the ground.
Yeah, those guys owned me very bad. But what you can expect, they're like level 60 or something.
Well met.
Okay, so Theramore it is. Okay, so 500 euros just for the GPU, right? Again, get the best GPU you can buy, but make it ASUS or MSI. So yeah, indeed. Garza. Stay away from Gigabyte. No matter how tempting the price would be, stay away from Gigabyte. It's very good also. It has two big fans. Um, it will be cool and quiet, I can assure you. It will be awesome. I mean, you cannot go wrong. Believe me, even before I bought my GPU, I looked at the Ventus all the time. But I managed to buy this one at a high discount and I said, man, I'm gonna go for it. I how do you say? Je suis très heureuse. Je suis là. Thank you so much for following me. It's nice to know that you like the same game that I play primarily. So yeah, Lycian, um, buy it without a problem. Don't think that only the Gaming X Trio is a good card. All MSI GPUs are awesome when it comes to the Ventus, to the Gaming X, Gaming Z, or Gaming X Trio. They are really awesome. Now I understand the GSL. Oh, je suis là. Um, um, why don't you go for an NVIDIA GPU? You don't have to apologize for anything. Don't worry about it. It's really funny. Anytime, Lycion. Just hope for the best when Black Friday comes.
Have a good one.
Greetings. What can I do for you? Be careful.
Okay. So yeah, now I'll have to excuse myself in front of you. I will end the stream now. It's getting late and my eyes are getting again really tired. But really, this evening and this night has been the best so far regarding the followers and the watchers, and I really thank you all for coming to my stream. I'm really deeply honored. Um, yeah, then it's really good. So get that one. As long as it's not gigabyte, you you will be really fine with it. It will be really awesome. Um, Thank you so much, and GSL. Okay. Bonne nuit and gute Nacht, Likian. I'm looking forward to see you in my future streams. Whenever you can, I will be deeply honored to have you all. I wish you all the best, and I'll catch you in the next one. Good night, guys.